Hello, everyone, and welcome to TGWPIS FC episode 67. See, I got it this time. I took my time with it, actually researched it, and numbered out everything, so we knew it would be playing. So, we've done it. There's been a transfer window where it's been closed. We're in the Premier League now. But the big thing I need to talk to you guys about is there's a couple of things that happened over the summer, and we're going to have to look over it right now. First things first, we're in Leicester City. Board decided to expand the stadium. We'll take a look at that expansion. And we're playing at the King Power Stadium in the meantime in our first season up there while they're doing that. It's great. It's great. They're showing the investment in the club. It's awesome. The owner's looking to leave. We were part of a transfer embargo for a little while, for 2 weeks during the transfer window, which some of you missed out on a couple of prospects. But it's neither here nor there. And that caused some problems, and now, so at any point in time, we could be having a transfer embargo put on the team because our owner wants to leave, and he's no longer financially supporting us, so we have to kind of become self-sustainable. Luckily, we're in the Premier League. We're in the Premier League means we make a lot of money off TV revenue, which is going to be helpful. We've stated a mid-season finish. The media has predicted us to come in 10th, and I think that's fair. I think if we look at the Premier League, there's a lot of teams we can beat here. Aston Villa, Birmingham, Burnley, West Brom, West Ham, Wolves. A lot of things I think we can beat, but a lot of ones we can't. There's already been a couple of games played here. Troy Parrott scoring for Tottenham. Very good. João Felix at Chelsea. Even better. And I think this is what we're going to look at. So we're looking at 10th. I think that's fair. And I think the lower end of the table here, the competition below us, we have that. The other thing too, you look at the team, like the team of the season. We only have one. We used to have the entire team, but only Pepe is part of the team of the year squad, or at least they think it's going to be part of the team of the year, which is very, very interesting. Jurgen Klopp takes over at Man City. Thierry Henry is taken over at Arsenal, from Patrick Vieira. Interesting. Now, if we look at kind of a few things here, stadiums, we're sharing the King Power Stadium with Leicester, so that'll make an interesting derby, possibly, in the near future. And then here's another reason why I think we're going to do that. Look at sponsors and income here. We have £175,000. West Ham is the next lowest with £11 million. That's insane. Just looking at some of the overview, I can't find it. We'll find it and we'll talk about it. But just like payroll and that kind of stuff, we are well outclassed by a lot of these teams. But that's fine. We just kind of need to stay afloat. I don't think we're a European contender yet. As you can see here, they want us to work within a payroll, don't sign players over 30, which we don't do anyways. FA Cup, running around, and they're looking to sell the club and they're looking not to do anything with my contract yet. Which is fine. We got a lot of good players. I think we are a little bit of time off from being Europe, maybe 2 to 3 years for being in Europe, in constant Europe contenders. But the ground expansion's nice. It put undersoil heating in there, so I expect a lot of good things. We've got a lot of decent stuff and a lot of decent players. Speaking of which, let's look at the transfers and the transfer histories here, and let's look at the outs and ins. And most importantly, Lawrence. He finally got his big move to PSG. He's been wanting it, he's been complaining about it, and I finally said, you want to know what? You're causing too much of a ruckus, get out of here. And so we booted him out to PSG for £35 million with a 50% sell-on clause. I'm happy with that. They say he's a world-class midfielder. I believe it. He hasn't played any games for them yet. I think they played like one game. He was a substitute in like the 90th minute. Roddy Lowe was a goalkeeper we got in an intake, and apparently Leicester wanted him for £4.4 million, raising up to 12.5 million. And we have a lot of really good young goalkeepers in this club, so I figured, yeah, we need some money on these guys. Sure can. Clive Portas, Zekram Needham, and Lewis Hayes, all the same thing, all just young players who I don't think we were going to ever play. So we just kind of let them go and put 50% selling clauses on all of them. So if they do sell for any more money, we're going to be rolling in it. As Roddy Lowe's already worth £6 million. Great for him. And he's wanted. Is he wanted on loan for them? Yep, he's wanted on loan for them. George Beck and Baker. Johnny Baker was our backup goalkeeper for a while. We just let him go on a free. We weren't doing anything with him. We've got better backups now, and then just a ton of loans. Just letting a ton of guys go out on loans just to get experience. We've got, like I said, we have a very young squad. And just letting some of these guys just get experience. And so a lot of them don't have work permits because I'm not willing to pay £8,000 yet. Just letting them all go out on loan and get some experience is a great thing for us. Now, let's look at the ends. We're going to start with the cheapies all the way up to the Filip here at the bottom. I may have overspent on this bottom part, but up here I think is a lot of good business. First we have is Alex Garcia. He is Canada's goalkeeper. That's right. Nationally trained in Canada. He is the #1 for their national team. And he was available on a free. So I saw it for £3,000 as another kind of player who we could bring in and possibly develop. Great. Costs us nothing. If we sell him on for money, even better. He's on loan right now. He's going to be the #1 at Cadiz, which is great for us to get a little bit of experience. Internationally, played in the World Cup. Perfect for us. A great signing. No money spent. This guy, I think we all know why I signed him. Very important reason why. He's considered the next Pepe. Important. Very important. The fact that Edmans Man is going to be our next striker. By the way, I didn't know. It's an intensive language course. I didn't recognize that. He can't speak English well yet. Don't worry. He's got Pepe here to help him. So Pepe, Edmans Man, young striker, played for these guys for a little while. Looks very good. Could develop. He's listed as our 6th best striker. I believe that. By the way, Ed Mannion came out of nowhere and now is just as good as Finn Fetz. But we also have Pepe, who is obviously team leader, best player, the club. This guy is fun. The fact that he's the next Pepe is great. The fact that his name is what his name is even better too. And he can play at a couple positions, which I'm happy about. Maybe an inside forward or a striker of the future. Laurent Vale was a guy who we had signed, and then he finally came in. He's another one of these guys who's a midfielder or attacking midfielder, could develop into something great, has great physicals, 6'1". Strength and natural fitness could raise up, but balance, acceleration, agility, good mental attributes, and decent technicals, but he's 18, so definitely room to develop all of those. And he's a promising attacking midfielder and just somebody who can add some height to us. And that's why I kind of signed him way back when, and he finally showed up. Next was this guy who my scouts found, Jonathan Suarez, who is a really promising attacking midfielder and inside forward. Kind of another guy, we kind of look at him here. He's not listed too high on the list right now, but physicals, high determination, work off the ball, good first touch, free kick taking. He has the stats to be a very good player for us. 18 years old, Argentinian. We got him for $2.2 million was his asking fee from Boca Juniors, who I think they got him for what? Yeah, they got him for just a little, for they gave me a turn at a good profit. And now he's playing for us at Falcao in Portugal. Once again, just a signing for the future. We're just kind of going off on these things. Next, Darren McCarthy Bryce. This guy was somebody who we've been looking at from Southampton for a while. And we got him for $8.25 million. And the reason why we picked him up is because he became unsettled and a hardworking English box-to-box midfielder. He's got a fickle personality, but good stats all around. And we kind of need to start fueling our English quota because we're signing a lot of foreign players now. But high teamwork, work rate, good physicals. I think he can do it. He's 18 years old again. He's homegrown in league. He's going to be homegrown in club too because he can be here from 18 to 21. And I think for not paying we paid the English premium, but for the price he's at, play some cup games, get some development time with us. And we're definitely trying, and we're also trying to get him out on loan. Speaking of which, offer to clubs, loan offer. Let's just see if we can get somebody to, I don't want monthly fee, we just want people to pay his salary. Offer to close. Boop. Okay, there we go. Now comes to the point of James's panic buying. Well, not really panic buying, but James is buying to kind of improve the squad for now. First, Christophe Michele, a French center back who was placed on the transfer list by Saint-Étienne. And this was me trying to get a proven defenders and good defenders. So this guy is a very solid defender. And we signed him because I looked at our squad and we needed defense and we needed center backs. We need good center backs. And this guy, obviously a proven player playing in Ligue 1 for plenty of years and doing a decent job at center back in Ligue 1. So I figured get him in, get him some starts, get him for 14 million, not bad. Can partner up with Antigua, can partner up in that backside. Has great good. So once again, physical's good, mental's good, technical's marking and tackling are great, which is what we're going to need. Not necessarily the best guy with the ball at his feet yet, but plenty of time to develop into that. And is now made it so we have like a little bit of a center back logjam at the club, but I'm okay with that because we're going to be rotating defenders until we find a good squad. Next for this guy, Rene Gustavo Renzo. He's not playing for us this year. He's a buy for the future, young center back. If we can turn around, sell him on for profit, great. But at 18 years old, great concentration, heading, marking, tackling, positioning, good work rate, good determination. Do we have this guy in English? Or should we do? Just a lot of good stats. He's listed a fringe player. We're not going to play him at all. He's going to be at the under 18s. We're going to be playing him there. He should be in the 23s. We're looking to loan him out, but just a good player. He can play at the Sky Bet League 1. I'd like to get him some game time, but I think he could develop into something really great and trying to bring some friends in for all the other Brazilians that we have at the club. Next, another interesting one, another kind of player who's played at Ligue 1 level is Roger Abena, who is an attacking midfielder. And I just saw him and I needed, once again, a guy who was listed for 21 million, kind of a young potential player. He can only play at the championship level, but he's got pace for days. He's got amazing physicals, great technique, passing, first touch, dribbling. Another guy who could really develop in that either attacking midfield, or even as a deep line striker, deep line forward kind of role, adding more versatility, getting younger. He's capped at under 21 levels at 18. So you can only imagine where he can go. And I know we've got Herrero, Lewis, and a lot of guys who are good at this levels, but 5-star potential. That's what we're looking for. We're starting to buy these guys who can really develop. Next, not a 5-star potential guy, Sylvain Longo, a proven defender at Lorient, and somebody who we kind of brought in to kind of be that anchor. He's going to be starting. He's a model professional. He's going to be starting. He was on transfer listed, and we got him for what his price was 22 million. He looks very solid. Physical's good. Mental's great. Technical abilities, marking, tackling could be a little bit better. He's got some crossing ability too. We're going to be playing him as a ball playing. He's comfortable as a ball playing defender. He has good first touch. He's got some tackling, handling. His positioning is good. He's going to help anchor our back line, and he's got a lot of good traits that I like. He knocks the ball, knocks the ball past, stays back, plays short, simple passes. He's going to be tying up with Antigua in that back line to really kind of hammer down and be a good defender for us. Next, and finally, we have on to our last two, which was to start to take care of a problem that I mentioned about. This is Alexander Moskva. He is a Macedonian winger that we picked up from Sevilla B, where he's been pretty interesting. Nice part, he's listed as a wonder kid. He's got 4-star potential. I think he could be better than that. He's still kind of betting into the team. He is operating at a Premier League level. And most importantly, he is an inside forward who can play on both wings. Somebody we can have on our bench and plays across that attacking midfield spot. 6 foot tall, agility, acceleration, 19 years old, plenty of time to develop. He's got some decent physicals. He's one of these guys where I think he's a little bit of a project, but I think he can definitely develop. And in a squad like us where he's going to get some game time in the Premier League, going to get some other time, he's going to be very helpful. And he's going to at least provide some depth that we needed here. And finally, our most expensive transfer this window is Filip. Inside forward, played for Atletico Madrid B, played for a couple games for Atletico Madrid, and he has come in to kind of push Lautaro a little bit. And you can see he's dabbled in La Liga a little bit. Definitely has been playing a lot in the B League, and last year really tore it up. 30 appearances, 6 goals, 10 assists, 3 player of the match, 7.30 rating. And it's not that I don't think Lautaro can handle it. I think he is a good Premier League player. But this guy is just as good. If we compare the two, where is our boy? If we compare the two, so Lautaro in the blue, Filip in the green. Filip's just a little bit quicker and a little bit more technical and a little bit better at defending. Doesn't have the aerial presence that he does, and he's just slightly less on the physicals. But they're both squad players. They both bring kind of different things to the table. Filip's led a little bit more flair and a little bit more to the mental sides. He's also got better technique and crossing and cornering. Where Rodolfo and he's also got better acceleration. Where Rodolfo is like more of a physical player, if you can call a wing player physical. He's also got better determination and decisions. So they're kind of the same player, but I wanted to give him some competition on that right-hand side so we can kind of rotate around. And to be honest, Filip is one of the old heads in this club now at 23. At 22 years old, which is kind of funny, but he's probably going to be starting over Rodolfo. We'll probably bring Lautaro in from time to time. I think he's a good one. And if worse comes to worse, 32 million's is a lot of money, but we can move him on if need be. I think he doesn't even have a release clause in his contract. So that's good. So those are all the ins and outs, which leads us to today in our first game against Manchester City. Or Manchester United. Great way to start off the season with a cracker. We're going to get beat. Let's be honest here. This is not a team. I've set this, and this is how I'm setting the team up very defensively here. With all the changes we've made, I think this is the best out. By the way, Pepe was offered, he's got major offers in from him. He said no. The other great thing about him, too, he's 3 days away from having English citizenship. And when he gets English citizenship, you know what that means? He's going to count as I don't think he's a trained at club kind of player, but he's going to count as one less foreign national. So here's the team we're going to have. Gentile in goal, Moreno, Lago, Antigua, Mercado, Keating and Cesar, Wright, Herrero, Filip, and Pepe. Very defensive setup here. We want these guys being back. Keating's playing a defensive playmaker who, had some interest in him, but he wants to stay. Wants to get a new contract. We'll talk to him about that. Cesar, one of the guys we bought in last year, slots perfectly into the box-to-box midfield role. We've got Wright, Herrero, Filip gets the start. We've got McKinsky on the bench, and so is Fence. We do need to get a defender. Where is our defenders? We'll get Davidson on for Brody. I think this is where we're going to go. We got a lot of good players for the first team. I am worried Manchester United is very good. I don't know where they are scheduled to finish. They are expected to be first. Okay, so we're facing essentially the best team in the league. They got this guy who looks really good, and they also got this guy who looks really good, and then Eaton, who apparently is like the best player in England, and you can see why. He is an absolute monster on their right wing. 6'4" and that fast. Came in through their system. You can see why he wears number 7. I wonder why. Is he labeled the next Ronaldo? No. Well, he is. He's English Ronaldo. That's fair to say. Oh, boy. Oh, wait. Are we attacking? No, we should be balanced. We're not going to attack on this one. We want to just be balanced. Try and just see this game out. We'll see what happens. I'm not expecting great things. I'm not expecting a win. God, they're loaded. Look at all those players. Jeez. We're the under performance to cheer for, and then just let them know I have faith. And I'll be happy to be exploring. Here we go. And I think the less highlights in this game, the better off we are. As so far so good. Really quiet. And okay. All right, first one highlight comes in at the 25th minute. Keating, wow, wins the ball back, finds Cesar to Antigua. And we got to be careful here. Gentle out to Largo. And it gets intercepted. Rashford's shot goes and we are holding steady as now a corner to them. Ball comes in. Skarsgård. Frankie de Jong deflects. We're going to VAR this? VAR? No? That's going to stand? That's gonna stand. Okay. All right, let's look at it here. It's I don't know. Game. Sure, I guess the referee decides he doesn't want to do anything with that. As Frankie de Jong takes them ahead. It's strange how we had more possession than these guys. That is really strange. Well, no shots on target. I know we're the underdogs here. No 60. We've been unlucky so far. Yeah, here we go. They all like that. Okay. Start the second half. And they really have been unlucky so far. I mean, having that much possession, it was definitely against the run of play. We are fouling a lot, and here is another throw-in. Look how many men we have back. It's really Pepe on a line in an area by himself. Luckily, he is right out here on the left. Gets tackled. Really kind of just forces him off the ball. You can see the kind of golf and class they have in players as this guy, Sidney, just blows back and Largo, why? It is a penalty. He is booked. Send them 2-0 up. Easy one. Easy penalty. As he sends the keeper the wrong way. And just, we get hammered. All right. Let's demand more. They look focused. Changes. What kind of changes do we want to make? Who is not having a good game? Well, everybody. Let's get Herrero off. Bring Lewis up front. Wright's on a booking. McFarlane on. Do we keep Filip out there? Let's get Largo off and put Michael in there. Just because he deserves a start and we want to protect those yellow cards. And just kind of go from here. Wow. As Eaton comes in, just cuts in. Gentile makes the save. Nobody closed him down. Strangely enough, here's another corner. Maybe we'll actually mark them this time. Everybody's back. Cleared out. Only as far as Miranda. And Filip, there he goes. Can he get past the defender? He can. Muscles him off. Gets tackled. And that's the end of that. It's just, we don't have the strength of these guys are just muscling us off everything. And the time just ticks away. And last couple seconds here. I mean, just don't demoralize with the last second. Eaton on the edge of the area. Gets past his man. Tackle, the dribble pass. Gentile collects. And you got to imagine that this kick is going to be the last kick of the game. And it is. So a 2-0 loss to Manchester United, which I have to admit wasn't that bad. If we look at they played all their play down the right-hand side, and we spent a lot of time by our own goal. Oh, man. We had the majority of the possession. And I got to tell them, the underdogs just give it your best good effort. And that's the truth. They gave it their best shot. Manchester United is supposed to win the league. In fact, only lost two goals to 0 at away from home. I'll definitely take. offers made for Bryce. We'll take a look at those, and we'll attend this press conference. We're lucky to have him. Obviously, frustrating not coming away from a point where we're dominated. We've got to learn lessons in matches like these. That's true. We showed commitment and willing to fight for the shirt. I won't apologize for that. Your disappointment in the defeat must be compounded by the fact that you failed to single shot on target. Credit management for defending very well, but we weren't very good. It's embarrassing. We had enough to build on the next match and wasn't bad at all. Frankie Jeong was the best player on the pitch today. I'm not going to comment on individual performances. I'm going to assertively say I don't want to comment on individual performances. And there we go. So let's take a look here now. Competitions, schedule. All these games are going to be good games. But I don't want to just play the big ones. Let's take a look here. Why does September only have so few games? Let's play through a little bit of beginning of the month. Get out of there. Maybe play Everton, Huddersfield, or Wolves in one of these ones. I think that'll be the good time to come back. Yeah, and we'll hopefully get a Caballero Cup run going. And yeah, that looks good. So we're in it. We're not in it to win it. We're just in it to be in it, and hopefully not fail too hard. But anyways, I've been James. You've been you. This has been TGWPIS FC, and hopefully you all had a good time. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.